what are grocery prices like for you? This goes along with our next guest that we have here with us this morning. This is Steve Cotton. He's a financial strategist. Steve, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Good morning, Steve.
It's an honor to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We're talking about the issue of gas prices, but also how it affects food prices. Can you give us an idea of how, as Americans on Main Street, we handle some of these issues when we're faced with these global issues that we really can't control?
Well, of course, everybody sees the price at the pump, and the national price the average national price is now about $4.55 a gallon. But petroleum are in all kinds of products, pharmaceuticals, plastics, packaging, all kinds of things. So it really does have a ripple effect across the economy. It severely affects the truckers. It affects airlines. It affects the people that drive a lot, moms and pops. But it also affects us at the grocery store because petroleum is literally in just about everything we buy in the terms of the packaging or some of the products outright.
Well, let's start, if you don't mind, with the driving, the deliveries. Not groceries, but I was at a flower shop last week, Friday, and they told me that they just paid their gas bill, their gasoline bill.
Yes.
And it was quite literally double for just their local deliveries. So obviously every single grocery store, Steve, has to have those groceries, that produce delivered on a daily, if not, twice daily basis. How is that creating such an increase for us, the consumer?
Well, it's a ripple effect, and of course we feel the effects fairly quickly. Any kind of relief effort, however, would not be felt immediately. It would be a lag time for it as well. And if the federal gas tax on regular gas is about 18.4 cents per gallon. Diesel, it's 24.4 cents per gallon. But even, the gas retailers that buy that product, they buy in advance, in anticipation of what they're going to need. So if they're paying elevated prices now or next week, and there was a break in the federal tax holiday, for example, we probably would not feel the impact of that for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks.
Here are a couple of the numbers that we have as a part of this is in a March report, Purdue University. They released some numbers here, and this is the anticipated increase for each category in 2026. I'm going to give you the 3 largest. Beef and veal prices are predicted to increase 6.3%. Fresh vegetables predicted to increase 4.8%, and non-alcoholic beverages predicted to increase 5.2%. Sugar and sweets, 8.1%. How do we balance this? Is buying local better? Does that help us? Like, let's say here in Arizona, Yuma is the largest producer of lettuce in the world. Do we stick to things that are plentiful in our area, in our cities, wherever we live, to help keep those prices down, or does that matter?
No, I think it matters. I think if you can buy local, the providers and the farmers that provide those things have smaller transportation costs that are part of that price. But there are some things that we can't get locally, and we're going to feel the inflationary effects of this. Now, ironically, if there is some sort of a settlement with Iran at some point, or the Strait of Hormuz is formally opened and tanker traffic begins flowing more normally, I think these international oil prices will fall sharply, and that will have a beneficial ripple effect. But it's going to take a while for us to feel it. And in the meantime, I think we're going to deal with these inflation factors. But if you can buy locally, that's always a good thing to do.
Steve, I think a lot of people are concerned with the fact that you even mentioned it. They've already purchased this petroleum. They're looking to purchase more. But why are they increasing the price right now on something that they've already paid in anticipation that it's going to keep going up?
Yes, oil prices are based on the anticipated shortfall or plentifulness of the supply. And these Iranian negotiations have been back and forth. And every time there's an announcement that they're getting close, oil prices fall. And then when the Iranians come back with a ridiculous non-starter of a proposal, as they just did, oil prices rise again, anticipating more military conflict and more delay. We could clear the Strait of Hormuz now, and President Trump has talked about resuming Operation Freedom, where the U.S. military is escorting these tanker ships. But there are a lot of things going on below the surface that are going to impact global oil supplies. And part of that is what's happening in Iran and whether this leadership is going to be able to survive or not.
Interesting insight here. Steve Cotton, financial strategist, we so appreciate your time. You're the president of Cotton Wealth Management Associates, and we hope to keep you on our favorites list, I guess you could say, if you've got an iPhone, so we can give you a call. Have a great day.
Always an honor to be with you.
Thank you for your time.